we have learned in our last class? About whom we have learned? About a Russian writer. And what is the name of the Russian writer? Leo Tolstoy. And what is the title of our first lesson? The three questions. The three questions is the title of our lesson we are learning. Okay. And who is the writer? Leo Tolstoy. He is a Russian writer. And Mahatma Gandhi was influenced by whom? By Leo Tolstoy. So Leo Tolstoy is the person who gets more inspiration. Mahatma Gandhi get more inspiration from Leo Tolstoy. Can you understand, students? Okay. Then in this, the three questions, what we have learned till about a king. What the king is doing? The king wants to know answers for his three questions, isn't it? And he announced that those who answers for my questions properly, correctly, they will be rewarded. And what will be the reward of the king? The rewards will be a precious one, isn't it? The kings who are announcing for anything, the gifts will be very valuable. They will give some precious stones, pearls, diamonds, gold coins. These are all the gifts given by the king. Usually the kings will give such rewards to the subjects. And why is he seeking the answers for these three questions? Because he wants to rule his kingdom in a better way. If he gets answers for these three questions, then his kingdom will be a famous kingdom. He will be a famous king. How? He will able to understand the concepts there, how to lead his kingdom, how to lead his subjects in a better way. So, for a betterment of his kingdom and for a betterment of his own self, as a king, he wants to mold himself. For that, he is seeking answers for his three questions. So, he announced a mail to his minister to proclaim everything. And he is announcing to all the wise men there in his kingdom. Okay, so many wise men came there, and do you remember what are the three basic questions he asked? What is the right time to begin everything? Who is the right person to listen and whom to avoid? Then what is the most important thing to do? So what are the three questions of the king? What is the right time to begin everything? What is the right time? When should I start everything? That is his first question. Then, who is the right person to listen? Whom should I listen to? Whom should I avoid? So, as a king, there will be so many people, they will complain so many things, isn't it? So, the king wants to know that who is the right person to listen and whom to avoid. And the third question, what is the most important thing to do? These are the three questions the king wants to get answers. Okay? Have you all understood till this? And then, what happened? So many wise men came there and they are all saying so many answers for these questions. And the wise men, one among the wise men there, is saying that in order for the first question, what is the first question? What is the right time to begin everything? So one among the wise men is saying that in order to find out the exact time to begin everything, let's plan a calendar. Let's plan a schedule for all the works throughout this year. Let's arrange a timetable. Let's create a timetable for days, months and years. This is the idea given by one of the wise men, and some others or predict what will happen in future. We do not know what will happen in future. Can we predict? No, it's impossible. Can you say by next month it will be heavy rain? Can we say? No, we cannot predict. We cannot assume what will happen in future. Past is past. Future is unpredictable. We should live with the present. So some wise men or disagree with the first point, with the first wise man. And some others are saying, so it's better to have a magician with you in the palace. Magicians can predict everything, but it is not the fact. They are saying, some wise men are saying that let's have a magician in our court, in our palace. So they will say what will happen tomorrow, what will happen in the next day. So with that we can do our plans, we can do our works. So what is the right time to begin everything is the first question of the king. And for that some wise men are saying let's prepare a schedule, a timetable, a calendar. Some others are saying it's impossible, we cannot predict what will happen in the future. And some others are saying let's have a magician in our court. These are the different kinds of answers said by so many wise men. Now come to the second question. Who is the right person to listen and whom to avoid? So the second question of the king is, to whom I should listen, to whom I should avoid. So for this question, some of the wise men, they are saying that, okay, you should listen to all the counselors. The counselors, they will suggest so many ideas, isn't it? So here, some wise men are saying that it's better you can listen to all the counselors. And some others are saying you can listen to some priests. What the priests will do? The priests will do so many worship things and they will suggest so many ideas to the king. Some people are saying better you listen to the counselors and some others are saying better you listen to whom? Listen to the priests. And some others are saying no, you should not listen to priests, you should not listen to counselors, you just listen to the words of doctors to lead a healthy life. This means here Tolstoy is trying to say that some of us just follow the words of the priest, which means we are following the rules which are told in our religion. Every religion is having its own principles, isn't it? So Leo Tolstoy is trying to say that we should listen to priests, we should listen to counselors, but what is more important? That is the matter here. So some people will just follow the rules and regulations in their own religion, but it is not fair in all the ways. Okay. So now one of the wise men is saying it's better you just listen to doctors, the suggestions of the doctors. If you are listening to the words of doctors, we can lead a healthy life. If you are listening to the words of priests, we can lead a peaceful life, isn't it? So all these wise men are saying something in their path. Some of them are saying counselors, some of them are saying priests, and some of them are saying doctors. And some wise men, they are saying that no, you should not listen to all these. Just listen to the warriors who are there in your kingdom. So what is the main duty of a king? The king should protect his subjects, protect his kingdom, isn't it? So some wise men are saying that no need to listen to these priests, counselors and doctors. As a king, it is your duty to listen to the warriors, the soldiers who are there working for you to protect your kingdom. So these are the suggestions by some voicemen there for the second question. Who is the right person to listen and whom to avoid? Okay. Now come to the third question. What is the most important thing to do? What is the most important thing to do? Now I am asking you, what is the most important thing to do for you? What is your important duty to do? It is to obey your parents, isn't it? Here, for a king, some people are saying worship. Worshipping God is the most important thing to do. And some others are saying, no. The first and most important thing to do is in warfield. You should fight against other kings. You should protect your own kingdom. So you should be always in warfield, in the battlefield. You should be as a warrior. You should be in the warfield. This is the idea given by another wise man. Have you all understood, students? So just see. These are the pundits and wise men there. What the pundits are saying, first for the second question, what they are trying to say, they are trying to say that you just listen to counselors, doctors, priests, and some others are saying listen to the people who are the warriors, the soldiers, what they are saying, just listen to them. What they will say, what the soldiers will say, what the warriors will say. The warriors will say, they will give some ideas how to protect the kingdom. What the priests will say, how to lead a peaceful life. What the doctors will say, the doctors will suggest some tips to lead a healthy life, isn't it? So, these priests, these wise men are giving so many ideas to the king for the second question. They are saying that you can better consult doctor and you can better listen to the warriors. These are the ideas given by the wise men there. Can you understand, students? Now, let's see something about grammar, and I hope you remember what we have learned in our last class. We have learned something about clause, main clause, subordinate clause, isn't it? Do you remember? Okay, good. Now, let's see what is the noun clause. What is the noun clause? Actually, what is a clause? A group of words which has a sense, a complete sense. Okay, so let's see. Here we have a word noun and clause. What is a noun? Noun is a naming word. Clause is a group of words. So, what will be the definition for the noun clause? A noun clause is a subordinate clause that does the work of a noun. A noun clause is a subordinate clause that is doing the work of a noun. What is the work of a noun? What is a noun? Noun is a naming word. It might be a name of a person, place, things or idea, isn't it? So, here noun clause is doing the action, doing the work of a noun. A clause is doing the work of a noun. If I am saying, just look at this example. He said that his mother is cooking in the kitchen. His mother is cooking in the kitchen. He said that his mother is cooking in the kitchen. So, noun clauses will say something about the noun, what the noun is doing, what the noun is saying, or what the noun is feeling. So, here noun clause will say something about the person, what they are doing, or what they are saying, or what they are feeling. Here, he said that his mother is cooking in the kitchen. What his mother is doing? Here, it is explaining about the noun, what it is doing or what it is saying. Here, mother is cooking in the kitchen. Mother is a noun, isn't it? So this noun is doing something here. What is she doing? She is cooking. So what will be the noun clause here? That his mother is cooking in the kitchen. So this is the noun clause. It always begins with that, who. So students, what is the noun clause? A clause which is doing the work of a noun. Then it is called as noun clause. Here he said that his mother is cooking in the kitchen. Here we can see that a noun is doing something. That is what described as a clause, isn't it? A clause is a group of words which makes sense but not a complete sense. And here he said that his mother is cooking in the kitchen. That his mother is cooking in the kitchen is a clause. It's a collection of words. Okay, here it is saying something about the noun, what the noun is doing. Can you understand? Now, Sahal said that his father is an engineer. Sahal said that his father is an engineer. Look at this sentence. Here, Sahal is saying something about a noun, about the name of a person. Who is that? His father. So, Sahal is saying something about a noun, that is his father, and it is in the form of a clause. Can you understand? Here, we can see something about a noun. In a noun clause, we can see what the noun is saying, what the noun is doing, what the noun is feeling. That is what someone is saying, what someone is doing, and what someone is feeling. Here, Sahal said that his father is an engineer. Here, his father is an engineer is a clause, isn't it? So, what is the noun clause here? Sahal said that his father is an engineer. Can you understand, students? So, what is the noun clause? A clause which is doing the work of a noun. Then it is said to be a noun clause. Can you understand? Now, let's see what is an adjective clause. What is an adjective? Adjective is a description of noun or a pronoun. Adjectives will describe something. For example, she is a girl. Here, girl is a noun. It's a naming word, isn't it? She is a beautiful girl. She is an intelligent girl. She is a smart girl. She is a genius girl. Here, what we are doing? We are describing the noun. We are describing. She is a girl. It's just a sentence. Girl. For that noun, girl is a noun. It is a naming word. We are adding so many descriptions to that girl. She is a beautiful girl. She is an intelligent girl. She is a genius girl. Here we are describing the noun. That is what called adjective. So what is an adjective clause? I hope you can guess, isn't it? An adjective clause is a clause that is doing the work of an adjective. It is a group of words. It is like a clause. That clause is describing the noun. Then it is said to be an adjective clause. Adjective clause has a subject and a verb. Adjective clause has a subject and a verb. Then it does the work of a noun. How? Already adjective means it is describing a noun, isn't it? It is describing something about the noun. So, if a clause is doing that work, then that clause is said to be an adjective clause. Just look at this. Adjective clause starts with relative pronouns. What are the relative pronouns? It's like who, whom, whose, that, which, and so on. It aunt. Here again, just look at this example. The woman who came yesterday with pink color sari is my aunt. Here, the woman, here it is a noun, and the woman is my aunt is a normal sentence. But here we are adding something, we are describing more about the woman with pink color sari. We can just say that the woman is my aunt or that woman is my aunt. But here we are not saying so. We are describing more about that woman. The woman who came yesterday. Not the woman who came today. Not the woman who came in the last month. We are describing, we are saying something exactly. We are describing the noun. The woman who came yesterday with pink color sari. Not with red color sari, not with orange color sari, not with green color sari, with pink color sari. Here we are describing how she looks, what she wore. So here we are describing the noun. We are adding so many adjectives there. And so the woman who came yesterday with pink color sari is my aunt. Here we are describing this noun. We are describing the aunt. We are adding so many adjectives to this aunt so that the listener can understand more. So what is an adjective clause? An adjective clause is a clause that is doing the work of an adjective. It is describing more about the noun. Here, we are describing more about this woman. She came yesterday with pink color sari, and so it's a clause, isn't it? And so such words, such clauses which are doing the work of an adjective is called as adjective clause. Who came yesterday? Already we have seen that adjective clause begin with who, what, that, whom, isn't it? So, who came yesterday with pink color sari is my aunt is the adjective clause here. Now, I have a box which is filled with dark chocolates. I have a box which is filled with dark chocolates. Here, what am I trying to say? I have a box. That itself is a sentence. But here, I am adding so many descriptions for that box. So, what am I saying? I have a box which is filled with dark chocolates. This is just a box. It's the name of a thing. It's the name of an object. It's a noun. What is the noun? Noun is a naming word. So, it is the name of a box. It is a noun. But I am describing that noun. And so, it's an adjective clause. I have a box which is filled with dark chocolates. Which is filled with dark chocolates is the clause which is describing more about the noun. More about the noun box. And so, it is an adjective clause. Next, he is the man who looks smart and handsome. He is the man who looks smart and handsome. Here, he is the man. Here we are saying about this man, isn't it? But what we are saying, how he is looking, we are describing about him. He is the man is a complete sentence. It's over. But we are describing about this man. What we are saying, he is the man who looks smart and handsome. How is he looking? He is looking smart and handsome. Smart and handsome are the adjectives we are adding to describe this man. Okay. So, what is the adjective clause here? He is the man who looks smart and adjective clause. Can you understand, students? Okay, now adverb clause. What is an adverb clause? An adverb clause will do the work of an adverb. That's all. What is an adverb? Adverb will say something more about the verb. What is a verb? The verb is an action verb. So if a clause is doing or saying something or which is doing the action of an adverb, then that clause is said to be an adverb clause. A clause that acts like an adverb is called as an adverb clause. Adverb clause answer the questions begin with when, why, how, where. For these questions, usually in general, adverbs will answer to the questions when, why, how and where. This is what we know. So here a clause. In general, adverb will answer to these questions when, why, how and where. An adverb clause will also do the same. My pet dog welcomes me when I enter the house. My pet dog welcomes me when I enter the house. Here, when I enter the house. What is that? It is an adverb clause. So it is saying what are the answers for which we can get how, when, where, isn't it? So this adverb clause is doing the action of an adverb. My pet dog welcomes me. When it welcomes me? When I enter the house. Not in the morning. When it is happening, when I enter the house, my pet dog welcomes me. Here, she is saying that when this incident happened, when my dog is welcoming me, when I enters my home. Here, this clause is doing the action of the adverb. Is that clear, students? I hope you all have understood our today's class. See you all in the next class, students. Until, take care. Thank you.